There's the Money Honey and the Street Sweetie. Have you heard about Mandy Drury's nickname? We'll talk to her about it. I'm Chris Aarons, and this is Media Beat.
Look, things change.
Anyone with a camera and computer
now
is a
they
good
always
idea.
pay attention
What's
to
the
where
user
they all
value?
may evolve.
And we are back talking with Mandy Drury of CNBC. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
I'm enjoying it too.
How did you break into business news?
Well, you know, I almost fell into it by accident. It wasn't like I, as a teenager, said I absolutely want to be a business news journalist. Bloomberg gave me my break. I was in radio back in Sydney, and I did I covered a vast array of subjects. You know, general news, Hollywood news. I did traffic. I did a little bit of commodities. I did a little bit of everything. And Bloomberg really helped me narrow my focus onto business news. And I guess, as I say, it wasn't something I thought I would do, but once I started it, I really felt like this is my niche. This is an area that I can really tell a good story and maybe even help the viewership with. And
television news, business news, cable news, it can be very fickle, and it takes a particular talent to really break through, to resonate, and have that staying power. What do you think? What does it take to really resonate with viewers these days? The viewer does not want to be told what they need to know anymore. You can't just give them some information. They want to be able to ask you questions back. So I think, you know, we use Twitter a lot. Even while we're on the show, we're always tweeting out, look, you know, we just had a CEO on who said that he's hiring and he doesn't think that we're going into a recession. What do you think? And it's amazing how many people tweet back or email us back during the show. And if they've got something to say, we'll announce that on the show as well. So I think that's what a current day anchor needs to do. They need to reach out and they need to somehow form a connection with the viewer and bring it back on. Yeah. These days, monetary policy is a big topic of discussion on CNBC, which means politics. And you're relatively new to the American scene, so I'm curious to know what you think of sort of the American political system coming from Australia and so many years in Singapore before that. We're approaching the election here. How do your personal views figure into how you cover those kinds of stories? Well, it's interesting. I think, you know, in Australia we have a number of political parties, you know, chiefly two parties, but they're all very much, you know, much of a muchness. There's not a huge amount that really differentiates them. Whereas you come here to the United States, and people are either like vehemently Republicans or vehemently Democrats. You know, people ask me, well, which side are you on? And I say, well, I'd like to take a bit from that side. I'd like to take a bit from this side. And, you know, if we could make a perfect world, I'd sort of put them into a ball, and here it is. Like, I don't see myself as being on one side or the other. I see myself much more of an Australian in the sense of coming into the centre. You're Switzerland by way of Melbourne. There you go, exactly. I'm going to sit neutrally on the fence. I do think there's an awful lot of bickering, and I find it really frustrating, as I'm sure Americans, the populace, also find it really frustrating that, you know, there are some real problems in this country. And there's just so much bickering that's going on, but then that's maybe politicians in every single country. Right. So let's talk nicknames. Maria Bartiromo is the Money Honey, right? Erin Burnett, before she went to CNN, she was the Street Sweetie. I saw somewhere Mandy Candy. I hate that. Yeah. I really hate that, because it makes me seem just light and fluffy. You know, I've heard a number of things, but I don't think there's any one nickname that is really stuck, and I'm certainly not going to, you know, offer up one of my own. But Mandy Candy I really don't like, because it makes me sound a little bit just sort of, I don't know, it's too light maybe. Yeah. It's not serious enough for a business news journalist. Right. Do you have a suggestion? Again, maybe we'll do another poll on that and see what our readers at TV Newser have to say. Mandy, thank you so much. We want to come back and talk to you a little bit more about being a working mother.